All right, greetings, lady. We have to make a whole lot of adjustments with this recording, but clearly I am going with one other person in the meeting today because of some issues that we are having. Clearly, we are not using the little conference room as stated on this agenda, but we are doing this meeting online. It is, of course, September 24th, 2024, and it is 3:31 right now in the eye. So we are really right on time. My name is, of course, is John Brown, and I am hosting this meeting today, Mathematical and Science Department, and we are just talking with the people, the senior personnel in the department, and we want to make sure we stick to this agenda because we want to make sure the meeting is no longer than 30 minutes. I have two things, dealing with the time. I have my phone that I have here on stopwatch, and I'm also looking at the stopwatch here. Well, the stopwatch here is not giving the right time, but we are going to get right into it. Um, Let me look at the agenda very quickly. So I'm calling this meeting to order as the agenda has said, and I welcome Ms. Brown to the meeting. As I have
Good
said
evening, sir. Thank you.
before, thank you, Ms. Brown. You're sounding like you're very cheerful today. I'm sure you had a large, what is it, dinner? You had your dinner already? No, not sure. All right.
No, sir, not as yet.
That does it. All right, cool. Now, in terms of reflection, and I'm doing this recording, of course, for the benefit of the other personnel or persons in the department who are not able to join us at this moment. Perhaps they will join us at some time. I have sent the invitation to them, but right now we are, into the meeting and we need to continue. So, by way of reflection, this meeting is against the backdrop that, we are going to be hosting the HODs, where the department is going to be hosting the HODs, and we want to set a kind of a trend, not a trend per se, but, kind of host the meeting in a way where we are introducing coaching as the way forward, and we are going to be adopting that for our department as well, and we will make that known in that general space. Um, Intimation, as I said before, some people are not here. We expect that people will join us at some point in this meeting. It's a short meeting, and we don't know if they will. In terms of overview and the kind of TOR, well, we have been kind of mandated to make sure our department or our section, the students who we send out as many students as possible because there is a throughput problem that we have, and we want to increase that. And we believe that a lot of, the problems that we might be experiencing might be our ability to reach the students. And therefore, we think that, one of the things we probably should do is to move away from mentorship and kind of look at coaching as the way forward. We also have some other things that we will look at. Well, one other thing that we will look at, I'm trying to run this agenda at the moment, not moving. I'm not too sure why. Let me see. Let me try again. All right, I think it's probably will be moving. Right. So I'll be doing a presentation on coaching, the key to improving the teaching learning experience. And of course, Ms. Brown is going to talk about the work plan for the next quarter. So we will do those two things, and clearly afterwards we will try to assign, the personnel to different tasks for the quarterly meeting that will be in January, I think, or we will decide on a date for that. but the quarter is going to end in December, and then the next quarter is going to start in January and end April, I think, Miss Brown. January, February, March, April, yes, April.
Yes,
So,
sir.
yes, right. So we are looking at getting whatever we are doing in terms of coaching and the coaching workshop. We want to get that on the way by January, and Miss Brown, of course, will speak to the the work plan, work schedule that we have. All right, I'm going to go right ahead into this coaching presentation. I will try to bring up a presentation. I don't know if this is how I bring it up, or I will have to share again. Miss Brown, do I just press the PowerPoint icon to bring up the presentation, or
Yes,
do I
sir.
have to? All right, cool. Are you
You
seeing
can
the
sh you share the screen.
Are you seeing the PowerPoint presentation now, Miss Brown? Or you're
No,
not?
no, sir. I'm not seeing it as yet.
What are you seeing now? You're still seeing agenda?
I'm still seeing the agenda, so you need to
So probably
select
I need
the
to, I
PowerPoint
need, no.
screen.
Oh, I see. So I need to go back to share. Should I stop sharing and then,
Yes, you can go ahead and stop sharing and then
all right.
restart.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop sharing. And then I'm gonna share again so that I can get the PowerPoint up. I hope I remember the agenda. That's the only thing that I don't have it in front of me. I'm using the screen to determine the agenda. There's a frog in my throat at the moment, but all right, Miss Brown, are you seeing the the presentation on
Yes,
coaching?
sir. I am seeing it.
All right, I don't know if I do a slideshow if it is going to work. Um, Let me see if that will. All right, I'm not going to do the slideshow because sometimes you
It
try to
should
say, all
work.
right,
It should
it,
work.
it should work. It should work. Let me just
Yes,
see
sir.
if I
It
can.
should work.
Let me see if I can move this though because it is in the way and I'm not seeing the slideshow at all. All right, let me see if I can put it here. Go to the slideshow and then see what happens. All right, so I'm on slideshow now. Let me see if that comes up. Nothing is coming up. Nothing is coming up. Done. All right, we're still experiencing some difficulties, I guess. All right, from beginning, let's see what happens here. Are you seeing a slideshow, miss? No, not yet.
Not as yet, sir. I'm seeing
What? You're seeing the regular
the
thing. What
regular
about
presentation
what
screen.
about no? Are you seeing the slideshow coming up? You seeing anything coming up, by the way?
I
Um,
am seeing the PowerPoint presentation, but it is not in slideshow.
all right. It is still searching on my side. Well, as soon as that comes up, then we will go with the slideshow. Um, e- just to remind the senior members that this is a preliminary meeting, and the meeting that we are having now is the meeting to set the stage for the quarterly meeting that begins. That will be at the end of December, early January. I am suspecting that Ms. Brown might have some thoughts on that when the quarterly meeting should happen. But clearly, the quarterly meeting is going to be talking about coaching. Are you? Oh, goodness! It seems like I'm. Oh, yeah. Is it up now, Miss Brown? The PowerPoint
Yes, sir. It is
presentation.
up. It is up.
Very good. Somebody is also jumping in, trying to call my phone when I'm trying to have this meeting. All right. So, coaching the key to improving the teaching and learning experience in science. Of course, probably we should change that to mathematics and science, since that's the department. So the mathematics and science department first quarterly meeting for 20, not 2025. Yeah, this meeting is going to be either January 2025, very early in January, maybe even New Year's Day, perhaps, if people will come out. Or perhaps it is going to be the end of December, which probably might be a better time to have that meeting so that we are ready for the quarter. All right, so what is coaching? I have a number of things on coaching, but I'm going to kind of go with this first one. So coaching is and I am in the way here, so I can't even read what is on the presentation because I am in the way. How do I make this thing invisible that I'm all right? So I've pushed it out of the way. Coaching and this is to be pushed out of the way as well. Miss Brown, I am having difficulties with all these things in the way. It's not quite out of the way, but let us see what happens. So coaching is a developmental process where the coach provides guidance to enhance an individual's performance and facilitate personal growth through structured rather interactions. I really believe that when you think about mentorship, and I'll talk about mentorship a little later on, and how it is different from coaching. There are a couple more definitions, but I'm going to jump these definitions in the interest of time and go right down. Ooh, I'm not moving at all. Miss Brown, this thing is not moving. I'm not too sure what is happening with the presentation. All right, it's moving now. All right, so I am going to kind of look at mentoring briefly, just to get a contrast between coaching and mentoring. So let me go back to coaching just quickly. So coaching is to develop a developmental process where the coach provides guidance to enhance the individual's performance and facilitate personal growth through structured interaction. On the other hand, mentorship is mentoring is a developmental relationship in which more experienced or more knowledgeable person help to guide the less experienced or less knowledgeable person. But the things about mentorship is that there are no specific insight, and it's kind of a reciprocal process that I don't think is something that we should continue with in the department, because we have been doing mentorship for a very long time in the department, and I'm not too sure if we are getting the returns that we actually, should get, or the returns that the institution in general, the organization in general wants. So yeah, it's a reciprocal process. We look at the third definition there. So mentoring is a dynamic reciprocal relationship in which both the mentor and the mentee grow and develop. We want a situation where when we are, engaging with our subordinates, that we have the knowledge and the ability, the skills to, guide people to produce more and to have better outcomes. So that is what I think we should aim for. All right, let us kind of look at coaching and mentoring in terms of these two these two not tiers, rubbish, these two lines, these two way of thinking or approach to organization and to departmental growth and so on. So when you look at coaching, it deals with performance and growth, and it's growth oriented. Mentoring is oriented towards quality experience. So you guide the person to have an experience that is good, not necessarily producing anything, but have a good experience. And my connection is unstable. That is what has come up on my screen. But let me see if I can stabilize it with the next thing. It is Coaching is rigidly structured and it's time bound and outcome seeking. On the other hand, mentoring is more flexibly structured, and timelines and outcomes are, kind of fuzzy where mentoring is concerned, because there are no specific structured timeline. You just kind of mentor until you feel like mentorship is or mentoring is no longer needed. Coaching relies on competence, so the coach has to be competent, and the people who are being coached, they are being coached to become competent, while mentoring, of course, relies on experience, and the more experienced other is always the mentor. It doesn't mean the more experienced other is, competent. Sometimes the experienced person might not be as competent as the other person who is just coming into the department. But we want, to have some standards is deemed to maintain those standards. The emphasis, of course, in terms of coaching is on accountability and professional development, while in terms of mentorship, it emphasizes adaptability and cultural acceptance. So you get a chance to immerse yourself in the culture of the organization, which is a good thing. I mean, I am not against immersing yourself in the um, adaptability of in terms of the culture of the organization, but I think it ought to be more than that. And I'm going to seek your comment in a little while on this, Ms. Brown. because I think it's a very important thing. Highly dependent on the coach and the processes. And in terms of mentorship, it sees mentor and mentee as equal partners. And so senior and junior people as equal partners. But a point that I want to raise, Ms. Brown, is the cultural thing. Because I know when I mean an organization cannot function without the organization of culture. And is there a way in which coaching probably will speak to the organizational culture? Or, the person we bring in as a resource person, could we make a special effort to make sure that, he emphasizes the organizational culture? Or she, I mean, I don't want to sound race, patriarchal. Yes. What say you, Miss Brown?
Well, sir,
Yes.
wasn't hearing you completely clearly, but in
Uh,
terms of coaching and its impact on the organization, definitely the culture of the organization will determine how persons interact and relate with each other. And so if coaching is a part of the culture, then you might find that persons are more willing to engage, and some persons look forward and seek out coaches in order to ensure that they fulfill their different roles and responsibilities.
I mean, you put a perspective on it that I didn't raise, but I think it's a wonderful perspective because you're saying that, if coaching becomes a part of the culture, then the acceptance of coaching is going to be, it's going to be readily accepted. And
Yes, it might be more well
right.
received.
Right. So what I was talking about though is that the fact that coaching doesn't allow for, emphasis to be on the culture of the organization, and perhaps we have to instruct the resource person that we are going to get to make sure that, in the whole business of coaching, we don't lose the organizational culture, because that is dear to, the institution itself, and it's dear to perhaps many of us who work in the institution. So why coaching though? And why coaching? It changes the academic landscape, and the need for new approaches and strategy. Changes in the sorry, so changes in the academic landscape and the need for new approaches and strategy. That is one of the reasons why we are going for coaching at this time. The high level of failure among students is another reason why we think coaching is the way forward at this time. Content gaps among faculty members. We realize that, I mean, for faculty to deliver in a very clear and useful way, we believe that, faculty has to know content, and sometimes there are content gaps. Low staff turnaround. When people are at this level, they don't want to leave the job at all. So we are going to have people retiring rather than, getting fed up and moving on to some other job. So that is one of the reasons for it. Because we don't have anybody to mentor, to be honest. I mean, people are all, very seasoned in the job. The only time we have a kind of mentorship is when somebody goes on 8 month an 8 month leave, or, a shorter leave. We have somebody new coming in. So there's a need for some kind of mentorship. But we think that coaching can bridge that as well. The need for a shift in the direction of the department is also something else that
Okay,
is
sir,
motivating.
apologies
Yes,
again. Like I said, I'm not
yes,
hearing so clearly,
yes.
but you were asking about how coaching does what?
No, I was. Are you seeing the presentation, Miss?
Not hearing, sir.
Are you seeing the presentation?
Yes, I am seeing the
Right.
presentation.
I'm just going through the presentation, and I'm going through why coaching at this time. So I hope the recording is clear and not, you know, not as fuzzy as you are in terms of hearing what I'm saying. So I am going to the last point now, because I need to turn over to you, because you have to do the presentation on a presentation and not seeing the agenda. Sometimes I don't even remember what the presentation. But what is it that you're
Okay, sir.
presenting again? All right. What is it that you're presenting on again? Just quickly.
Sir, you mentioned the work plan, but
Okay,
I'm
work plan.
looking at the assigned.
I will bring up the work plan. Don't worry about it. I'll bring up the work plan. Oh, you're doing that as well. So I am going to be looking at the work plan and then do that. And we are running out of time and we have to finish in 30 minutes. So let me just jump quickly.
Okay,
We
sir.
know you know who our coach is, so I'm going to jump that and go to characteristics of a good coach. Let me see if I can get one. I have many characteristics, but let me see if, all right, so let me just touch the first one because the first one seemed to capture, and these are, things from different people. So it says here that these characteristics, empathy, communication skill, adaptability, knowledge of the game and the game, because people are talking, largely about sometimes sporting games, but the game of the institution we're talking about here, motivational skills and integrity. Those are the key characteristics of the coach. The teaching learning process. Clearly, we want the coach to be guiding the teaching learning process. And of course, teaching is a deliberate and systematic process of bringing about learning through the use of instructional strategies and resources. Learning in this context is the acquisition of knowledge, skill, attitude, and competencies. So that is what we really want the coach to be spearheading, and hopefully our faculty members, at least the faculty members in our department, will be able to embrace this kind of thing and deliver in a very clear way to the clients who are the students, of course. All right, so I'm going to jump those two other definitions that are very much like the definition that I have done for the impact on coaching and teaching and the teaching learning experience. So we expect that these will be the impacts. So it would definitely, coaching will improve the lecturer's content knowledge. Coaching also will provide lecturers with more teaching strategy options, we hope. It will, of course, sharpen, and again, my internet is unstable and something is coming up to block my vision, sharpen the lecturer's ability to pair the learners with the teaching strategy. It will we expect better learning experience for both students and lecturer, and we expect an improved and more comprehensive academic and professional outcome. So, um, so
Definitely, I
coaches,
think that.
yes,
Oh, I was just saying that definitely, I think that um,
yes,
our teachers and other persons in terms of our stakeholders will benefit from the whole business of coaching, especially our
absolutely.
teachers as it is geared toward the teaching learning process.
Absolutely. And just fleshing out these things. So improve lecturer content knowledge. And these are the things that we think. Coaches are content expert. Coaches usually are teachers, and coaches bridge gaps. So we know that, and provide lecturers with more teaching strategy options. Coaches are master teachers. Master teachers are equipped with wide range of teaching strategies. Master teachers are expert in pairing teaching strategies with learning styles. Again, sharpens the lecturer's ability to pair the learner with the teaching strategy. Coaches are usually experienced teachers and researchers. Experienced teachers, researchers have years of testing teaching strategies against learning styles, and experienced teachers, researchers know what to look for when peering. Better learning experience for both students and lecturer, matching the learners with their learning style creates a better teaching learning experience. A better teaching learning experience create more knowledgeable and skillful learners. More knowledgeable and skillful learners produce better grades. and we are really into getting, students to produce better grade. Last thing, and improved rather, and more comprehensive academic and professional outcomes. Better grades indicate higher level of achievement. Higher level of achievement improve the perception of worth. More worthwhile lecturers and students are more confident. Greater level of confidence improve professionalism. So the way forward, we need to select a coach, lady. I was going to say ladies because I thought that everybody was here, but no, you are the only one here. So we need to select a coach or coaches. We need to construct the